Jasper Hayes wasn't having a great day. His ship, a once reliable hunk of metal, now sat half buried in the golden sands of an alien desert. Smoke curled from the engine, and his tools, what little remained after the crash, were strewn across the ground. The heat pressed against his skin like a living thing, and he was really starting to regret ignoring that last maintenance alert. But as much as his ship was a problem, it was nothing compared to the violet-skinned woman currently crouched beside him, staring at him like he was the most fascinating creature in the galaxy. Or rather, staring at one specific part of him. "You have something big in there," she said, reaching out with a four-fingered hand. Jasper caught her wrist just before she made contact. His grip was firm, but not unkind. "Lady, you gotta stop doing that." Vezra grinned, utterly unbothered. Her golden eyes sparkled with mischief, her full lips curving in amusement. She had the kind of body that could start wars, sculpted yet soft, barely covered by an outfit that looked more like decorative armor than actual clothing. A deep-cut bodice showcased smooth violet skin, and a pair of golden cuffs gleamed on her wrists. "I just want to see if it moves," she teased. "It does move. That's the problem." Jasper sighed and let go of her wrist. "What do you want, anyway?" She sat back on her heels, tossing her long, chestnut-colored hair over one shoulder. "I saw your crash. I got curious." Jasper gave her a skeptical once-over. "And what exactly are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere?" Her expression flickered, just for a moment. Then she shrugged. "Oh, enjoying the scenery." She gestured at the endless stretch of desert, where purple-tipped plants swayed gently in the wind. A city gleamed in the distance, spires of alien metal reflecting the twin suns overhead. Jasper wasn't buying it. "You got exiled, didn't you?" Her smile sharpened. "That obvious?" He wiped sweat from his brow. "A little." Vezra sighed dramatically. "My people said I was useless. I disagree. They didn't appreciate my talents." "Which are?" She grinned, reaching for his groin again. Jasper caught her wrist. "Aside from that." She pouted. "I'm very good at touching things." Jasper groaned. "Of course you are." She tilted her head, studying him. "You don't seem particularly shocked to see me. Most humans freak out when they meet new species." Jasper shrugged. "I've been around." Vezra leaned in, eyes gleaming. "And have you ever been with an alien?" Jasper arched a brow. "You're awfully direct." She smiled. "I know what I want." "And the dangerous part." Jasper liked that. He exhaled, glancing at his broken ship. "Look, I appreciate the attention, but I've got bigger problems right now." She glanced at the wreckage. "Need parts?" "Yeah." She gestured toward the city in the distance. "I could help you get inside." Jasper narrowed his eyes. "Why do I feel like there's a catch?" Vedra smirked. "My people don't exactly love me. You'd be lucky if they even let you in. But I know my way around." She leaned closer, her voice a sultry whisper. "And I really want to see what's in your pants." Jasper fought the urge to laugh. He hadn't expected his worst day to turn into whatever this was. But the truth was, she might be his only shot at getting off this planet. He exhaled. "Fine, we'll work together. But keep your hands to yourself." She beamed. "No promises." And with that, Jasper knew he was in way over his head. Nothing had prepared him for traveling across the desert with Vezra. Mostly because she wouldn't stop grabbing him. They had been walking for an hour when it happened again. Jasper was scanning the horizon, mentally calculating how much water he had left, when a familiar four-fingered hand brushed over his waistband. He didn't even flinch this time, just sighed. "Vezra." She hummed innocently, her golden eyes wide with faux surprise. Jasper glanced down at her hand, still resting way too close to the goods. "You do realize I can feel that, right?" She grinned. "I was hoping you could." He gently removed her hand. "You have a serious problem." "Not a problem, just a strong curiosity," she smirked. "Besides, I like how it twitches when I do that." Jasper pinched the bridge of his nose. "I should have stayed on the ship." She gasped theatrically. "And missed this romantic walk through the desert." "Jasper, you won me." "Romantic?" He glanced around at the scorching sun, the endless dunes, and the occasional suspiciously large footprints in the sand. "I must have missed the candlelight dinner." Vezra leaned into him, her body brushing against his side. "I could arrange something, maybe later, when it's just us." Jasper exhaled sharply. It wasn't that he wasn't interested. He was a man, not a robot. Vezra was stunning, and her teasing had turned from amusing to distractingly enticing. But he also wasn't the kind of guy to let a beautiful woman, alien or not, derail his survival instincts. Focus, he muttered. You said you know a way into the city. Vezra sighed dramatically, as if not groping him required massive effort. Yes, yes, but we'll have to sneak in through the lower districts. My people don't really like me. Jasper glanced at her. Because of your wandering hands. She laughed. No, because I don't fit into their perfect little system. My kind believes everyone has a role. Warriors fight, engineers build, leaders command. She gestured to herself. And then there's me. No combat skills, no technical expertise. Just a very open mind and a knack for trouble. Jasper smirked. Sounds useful to me. Vezra faltered slightly, as if she wasn't used to hearing that. But then she flashed him a playful grin. Careful, Jasper. Keep saying nice things. I might get attached. They walked in silence for a while after that. The city loomed closer, its spires gleaming in the sun. As they approached, Vezra led him toward a side entrance, a set of old maintenance tunnels, half buried in sand. Jasper eyed the dark passage warily. This looks inviting. Trust me. Vezra stepped in first, leading him through winding tunnels that smelled faintly of metal and damp earth. The deeper they went, the cooler the air became. Jasper was just starting to feel confident in their plan when the ground rumbled beneath them. A low, inhuman growl echoed through the tunnel. Vezra froze. Oh, that's not good. Jasper reached for his sidearm. What is it? Before she could answer, a massive creature lunged from the shadows, a hulking beast with razor-sharp mandibles and too many eyes. Jasper didn't think. He fired, his shot hitting the creature's armored hide. It barely flinched. Vezra yelped and ducked behind him. Okay, new plan. Run. Jasper didn't argue. They sprinted down the tunnel, the beast thundering after them. They turned a corner, only to find a dead end. Jasper cursed. Great, got another genius plan. Vezra grabbed his arm, eyes shining. Actually, yes, hold still. Before he could protest, she grabbed him, fully this time. Both hands, right between the legs. Jasper yelped. Vezra, what the hell? The creature skidded to a stop. It stared at them, mandibles twitching, then let out a strange, high-pitched chirp. Then, miraculously, it turned and stomped away. Jasper was still reeling from the boldest move of his life. Did you just? Vezra smirked. Oh, did I forget to mention? That species has a very complex mating ritual. I just convinced it that you're taken. Jasper opened his mouth, then closed it. You terrify me. She winked. You like it. Jasper groaned. He really should have stayed on the ship. Jasper didn't speak for a full 5 minutes after their narrow escape. Not because he was speechless, he had plenty to say, but because every time he opened his mouth, all he could think about was Vezra's hands. On him, twice, and the fact that she had used it to ward off a giant monster. Vezra, meanwhile, was completely unbothered, leading him deeper into the tunnels. She practically glowed with satisfaction. You should be thanking me, you know. Jasper exhaled through his nose. For what? For saving your life. Twice now, if you count pulling you out of that wreck. He stopped walking, crossing his arms. Right, because grabbing my junk was a totally normal survival tactic. She turned, stepping closer. Her golden eyes gleamed with mischief. It worked, didn't it? Jasper stared at her, unamused. Vezra. Jasper. He groaned, rubbing his temple. We need to set some boundaries. She leaned in, her voice sultry. You like it, though? Damn it. Jasper clenched his jaw. He did like it. More than he should. And the worst part, she knew. Let's just focus on getting to the surface, he muttered, stepping past her. Where exactly are we going? Vezra smirked but let it go for now. There's a contact of mine who might be able to help us. He works in the underground markets. If anyone has the parts you need, it's him. Jasper didn't like the sound of that. Let me guess. There's a catch. She shrugged all too casually. Might be.